Hello, beloved. The testimony you are about to listen to was sent to us by Mrs. Ruth, a woman who died and found what rapture will be like. She was told to warn as so many people who will listen. And today, I'm going to share her experience with you, and I hope and pray that by the end of this message, you will fully understand and be ready for the second coming of the King. Before we continue, please let me know where you're listening from. It would be nice to feel closer, even if we're physically apart. Also, don't forget to like. It will help this video to reach so many people who need to listen to this testimony, and leave a comment. Share your thoughts about this near-death experience, testimony. Let's have a fair and open discussion so we can learn from each other here on this channel, and don't forget to subscribe for more of this content coming your way. Enjoy listening. My name is Ruth and I'm 34 years old. What I'm about to tell you happened to me 6 months ago, and I still wake up some mornings not sure if it was real or if my mind just played the cruelest trick on me. But deep down, I know it was real. Every part of me knows it was real. I need to start from the beginning though, because you got to understand who I was before that day. Before everything changed, I grew up in a Christian home. My mama took me to church every Sunday, rain or shine. I knew all the Bible stories, could recite verses when I needed to, said grace before meals. I got baptized when I was 13, wore a white dress and everything. People said I was a good girl, a faithful girl, and I believed them. When I met my husband Philip at 24, we got married in that same church. Had a beautiful ceremony, said our vows before God. 2 years later, I had my baby girl. We named her Grace. That's when everything in my world shifted. Grace was the most beautiful thing I ever seen. I'm not just saying that because I'm her mama. When they put her in my arms for the first time, something just clicked inside me. Like suddenly I understood what I was put on this earth for. This tiny person, 7 pounds and 3 ounces, became my whole entire world. I quit my job to stay home with her. Every moment was about Grace. I took pictures of everything she did. First smile, first time she rolled over, first tooth. I barely slept because I was so worried about her. Was she breathing okay? Was she warm enough? Cold enough? I'd check on her 10, 15 times a night. Philip used to joke that I loved that baby more than I loved him. He'd laugh when he said it, but looking back now, maybe it wasn't really a joke. Maybe he saw something I couldn't see. Church became different after Grace was born. We still went, but my mind wasn't there. I'd sit in the pew with Grace on my lap, and I'd be thinking about if she needed a diaper change or if she was getting hungry. The pastor would be preaching, and I'd be counting down the minutes till we could leave. Prayer time? I was praying, but only about Grace. Keep her healthy. Keep her safe. Let her grow up strong. God became like this distant thing to me, like someone I knew about but didn't really know anymore. I'd say I believed, and I did, sort of. But he wasn't part of my daily life. Not really. Grace was my daily life. Grace was my everything. Then about 8 months ago, I started feeling tired. Real tired. Not just mama, tired from running after a toddler. Something else. My bones hurt. I'd get these fevers that came and went. Philip kept telling me to go to the doctor, but I kept putting it off. I had Grace to take care of. I didn't have time to be sick. Finally, Philip practically dragged me to the clinic. They ran tests, then more tests after that. The word came back like a punch to the stomach. Leukemia, acute myeloid leukemia, they called it. Said it was aggressive. Said we needed to start treatment right away. I remember sitting in that doctor's office, and all I could think about was Grace. She was only 2 years old. What would happen to her if something happened to me? Who would take care of her the way I did? Who would know that she liked her toast cut in triangles, not squares? That she couldn't sleep without her yellow blanket? That she was scared of the vacuum cleaner? The next few months were hell on earth. The chemotherapy made me so sick I couldn't hardly get out of bed. My hair fell out in chunks. I lost so much weight I didn't recognize myself in the mirror. But the worst part, the absolute worst part, was not being able to take care of Grace the way I wanted to. My mama came to stay with us to help. She was wonderful with Grace, but it killed me inside. I'd lay in bed and hear Grace laughing with my mama in the kitchen, and I'd cry. Those were supposed to be my moments. I was supposed to be the one making her laugh. People from church came by with food and offers to pray. I accepted the food, but when they wanted to pray, I just went through the motions. My heart wasn't in it. I was angry, if I'm being honest. Angry at God for letting this happen to me. Didn't he know Grace needed me? How could he take away her mama? I prayed, but my prayers were mostly bargaining. Like, God, if you heal me, I'll be better. I'll come to church more. I'll read my Bible. Just let me see Grace grow up. Let me be there for her first day of school, her graduation, her wedding. The prayers were all about what I wanted, what I needed. Never once did I stop and ask what God wanted. The treatment wasn't working as well as they hoped. The cancer was fighting back. My doctor used words like options and quality of life, and I knew what that meant, even though nobody wanted to say it out loud. It was a Tuesday when it happened. I remember because Philip had taken Grace to the park. I was glad because I didn't want her to see me like this. I was so weak I could barely lift my head off the pillow. My mama was in the room with me, reading her Bible in the chair by the window. I felt strange, different. My chest felt tight and my heart was doing this weird fluttery thing. I tried to call out to my mama, but no sound came out. Then everything went dark. What happened next, I still can't fully explain. 1 second I was in my bed dying, and the next second I wasn't in my body anymore. I was standing in this place that was like the sky, but it wasn't the sky. Everything was bright. So bright it should have hurt my eyes, but it didn't. The light was warm and it was trembling like it was alive. I looked down at myself and I wasn't sick anymore. My body looked healthy and whole. Then I heard it. A baby crying. Not just any baby. I knew that cry. I knew it in my soul. It was Grace. The crying came from below me and I looked down. What I saw made my heart stop. There was Grace, my baby girl, but she looked different. She was glowing with this soft light and she was rising up, floating up through the air like she was being carried by invisible hands. She was crying for me. "Mama," she called out, her little arms reaching up toward where I was. "Mama!" But I wasn't moving toward her. She was going up and I was staying where I was. The distance between us was growing and panic hit me like a brick wall. "No!" I screamed. "No, Grace. Baby, I'm here." I tried to run toward her, tried to reach down and grab her, but it was like there was this invisible barrier between us. She kept rising and I kept staying in place. Her cries got fainter and fainter. "Please!" I was sobbing now, begging. "Please, somebody help. That's my baby. That's my daughter. Don't take her from me. Please, God, please. Have mercy. I'll do anything. Just don't take my baby." Then Grace disappeared into the bright light above and her crying stopped. Just silence. The most horrible, empty silence I ever heard in my life. I fell to my knees in that strange, bright place and I wept. The pain was worse than any physical pain I'd felt during my sickness. It was like someone had reached into my chest and ripped out my heart. That's when I felt someone standing beside me. I looked up and there was a man. He was dressed in white and the light seemed to come from him. I knew who he was immediately. It was Jesus. His face was kind but serious. He looked at me with eyes that saw everything. Every thought I'd ever had, every choice I'd ever made. I felt naked in front of him, not physically, but like my whole soul was exposed. "Ruth," he said, and his voice was gentle but firm. I couldn't speak. I just stared at him. "Your love for your child was great," he said, "but your love for me was cold." Those words hit me harder than any doctor's diagnosis ever could. I wanted to argue, wanted to say that wasn't true, but I couldn't, because it was true. Every bit of it was true. "I gave you Grace as a blessing," Jesus continued, "but you made her your God. You put her in the place that was meant for me. You worship the gift instead of the giver." Tears were streaming down my face. "I'm sorry," I whispered. "I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I just loved her so much." "I know," he said. "But love for me must come first. When you seek me first, everything else falls into its proper place. You cannot serve two masters, Ruth. You cannot love anything or anyone more than you love me." "What about Grace?" I asked, my voice breaking. "Where is she? Is she gone?" "Grace is not dead," he said. "What you saw was a vision of what could be, a warning. You have made your daughter your entire world, but I must be your world. When I am in my rightful place, I will take care of Grace better than you ever could." "But I'm her mother," I said weakly, "and I am her creator," he replied. "Do you trust me, Ruth? Do you trust me with Grace's life? With your life? Or do you only trust yourself?" I realized in that moment I had never really trusted God. Not fully. I'd kept control of everything, especially Grace. I'd said I believed, but I'd lived like everything depended on me. "I want to trust you," I said. "Teach me how. Please, Jesus, I don't want to live with cold love for you anymore. I want to put you first. I want you to be my everything." He smiled then, and it was like the sun breaking through clouds. "Then go back," he said. "Go back and live differently. Love me first and then love others through me. Tell people what you've seen. Warn them not to make the same mistake you made. Many people say they love me, but their hearts are far from me. Their hearts belong to their jobs, their money, their relationships, their children. But I must be first, always first." Then he touched my forehead and everything went white. I woke up in my hospital bed. Mama was standing over me, crying, and Philip had just run into the room. The doctor said my heart had stopped for almost 3 minutes. They called it a miracle that I came back with no brain damage. But I was different. I knew I was different. The cancer didn't disappear overnight. I still had to finish treatment, still had hard days, but something inside me had shifted. I started reading my Bible every morning before Grace woke up. I'd pray, really pray, not just list off my worries. I thanked God for each day. I asked Him to help me love Him more than I loved anything else, even Grace. It was hard, I'm not gonna lie. My first instinct was still to make Grace the center of everything. But each time I caught myself doing it, I'd remember that moment in heaven. I'd remember Jesus' words. "Your love for me was cold." I started going to church with a different heart. I listened to the sermons. I joined a Bible study. I talked to other women about what I'd experienced. Some people thought I was crazy, but others understood. They'd been making the same mistakes I had, putting other things before God. My relationship with Grace actually got better. I know that sounds backwards, but it's true. When I stopped trying to control every little thing about her life, when I trusted God with her more, I could just enjoy being her mama. I could love her without that desperate, suffocating fear I used to have. The cancer went into remission 4 months ago. Doctors say it's remarkable. I say it's God. He gave me a second chance, not just at life, but at living the right way. I think about that vision all the time, about hearing Grace cry and not being able to reach her. It still makes me emotional, but I understand now what Jesus was showing me. When we put anything before God, even good things like our children, we're actually hurting ourselves and them. We're building our lives on the wrong foundation. So here's what I want you to hear, whoever's listening to this. Check your heart right now. What do you love most? What do you think about first thing in the morning? What would destroy you if you lost it? If the answer is anything other than Jesus Christ, you need to rearrange your priorities. I'm not saying don't love your kids, your spouse, your family. Love them with everything you got. But love Jesus more. Put Him first. Seek Him first. Make Him your foundation. Because when He's in His rightful place, everything else works the way it's supposed to. Don't wait until you're on a hospital bed dying to figure this out. Don't wait until God has to shake your whole world to get your attention. Start today. right now. Tell Jesus you want him to be first. Mean it. Live it. Your love for other things might be great, but don't let your love for Christ be cold. Let it be a fire. Let it be a passion. Let it be the driving force of your entire life. Because one day, we're all gonna stand before him and give an account. And on that day, nothing else is gonna matter except how we loved him. I'm Ruth. I'm 34 years old, and I died and came back to tell you this. Don't make the same mistake I made. Put Christ first. Always first. Everything else will fall into place when you do. Thank you for listening. If you have been blessed, please like this video. It will help YouTube to show it to more audience who need to hear about these testimonies today. Also share this video to your loved ones. It will be a great way to communicate Christ to others, and that will be the greatest gift you can give to those that you love. If you have any testimony you would want us to share to our audience and you feel that it will bless the body of Christ, you can leave a comment in the comment section. We will attend to it as soon as we receive it. If you are yet to subscribe to our channel, please do so. It's free and it's a way of joining this great community of believers. Join us today and your life will not remain the same. Until next time, remain blessed.